Hi everyone, this is Ms. DeLu, and this lesson is Access Information, Guided Notes, slides 4 through 6 for Unit 3, Human Rights. Our statement of inquiry is, the purpose of striving for fairness in society is to bring about a positive change in humanity. We're working toward our summative assessment, which is outlined in the GRASP, the goal, role, audience, situation, and product. And the goal is basically the statement of inquiry. You are a human rights activist. Your audience is the United Nations. The situation is you need to persuade the United Nations to help fund your human rights organization. And the product is you will create a slideshow presentation which informs and persuades the United States that your organization is worthy of their support. Approaches to learning, or ATL skills. What skills will you need in order to effectively persuade the United Nations to fund your organization? For this lesson, we are going to focus again on access information to be informed and inform. So highlight this skill, this ATL skill. The ATL skill number 1 is access information, and this will be what we're focusing on for slides 4 through 6. Remember, when you're accessing information for this assignment, please try to follow these 4 rules. 1, find the link provided by your teacher to the website of your assigned organization. You can find that in the Introduction to the Human Rights lesson. 2, access your information from this website only. Avoid using other websites for information, except for graphics, definitions, or information that can't be found on the site. 3, explore the site, structures, menus, links, etc. And 4, read the bottom of the slides provided for what needs to be on each slide. So your next step here is to highlight the correct answer to this question. Where should you access your information for your organization? A, Google, or B, the organization's website? Remember that for this lesson, you'll be using the organization Bend the Arc as an example. You will work on slides 4 through 6 for your assigned organization in the Mastery Check. Now look below the slide and it says, highlight the correct answer to the question. For this lesson, which organization will you be using for your responses? A, your assigned organization, or B, Bend the Arc? Okay, now we're looking at an example of the slide for slide number 4 for Bend the Arc. So I'm going to look down here where it's highlighted and it tells me what should be on the slide. So slide number 4, explain one specific problem your organization is working on now and do your best to include where and why. So it's just explaining what the problem is. When I went on the site, I found several different problems that the organization is working on, but I decided to choose this one here, which was fighting anti-Semitism. And then, because I'm not positive my audience will know or remember what the words anti-Semitism mean, so I went ahead and included a definition: hostility or prejudice against Jewish people. It just helps inform my audience. If I start losing them because they don't understand the words I'm using, then they won't be engaged for the rest of the presentation. And especially for this organization, anti-Semitism is something that comes up a lot. It's basically the basis for the organization. Now, the directions are to explain the problem, and so I expanded on to explain what anti-Semitism looks like. So I wrote, there has been increased threats against the Jewish community. An example of a recent threat was the 2018 shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A shooter killed 11 people and wounded 6 after posting anti-Semitic comments on social media. By giving this example of what a threat against the Jewish community would look like, it helps the reader understand the severity of it. And this particular issue came up within the last few years. Now I want you to come down and look at this question. Why did I add the definition and example of anti-Semitism? A, it was required, or B, to help the audience understand the information better. So decide which one is the better answer there. Now we're going to look at slide 5. The first step is to look at the directions down here in the speaker notes. Slide number 5. What actions is your organization taking to address this problem? What and how? So up here, when I did my research on Bend the Arc, it says through Bend the Arc, a Jewish Partnership for Justice, we are providing educational resources, in-person and online training, coalition organizing, and support to our progressive partners. Now I want to look at the question down at the bottom. Under which tab was this information found? And here's a link to the site, and there's 2 tabs, and you have to figure out which link it was under. So let's go to the website. We're on the website now, and you can see that there's several different tabs, but I've already given you a hint that I was able to find out some of the issues that this Bend the Arc organization is working on is either under Who We Are or Our Work. I actually originally looked under Programs, but that was something different. So I found it under one of these 2 tabs. So I want you to try to find the information I've been putting on the last 2 slides about the anti-Semitism issue, and I want you to explore this website and then highlight where you found it, either under Who We Are or Our Work. Now we're on slide number 6. So I'll look again. I'm going to start here with what do I need to put on this slide? What information must I access? Slide number 6, list other programs or issues your organization is involved in. So in the last 2 slides, I focused on one of the issues, which was fighting anti-Semitism. But this organization also addresses different issues. So when I was doing my research under that same tab, I was able to find other issues that the Bend the Arc addresses. One was racial justice, one was economic equity, one was civil rights, and there is one more that was listed. So I want you to practice accessing information by going back to the website, and here's a link down here, and you're going to write what the one other issue was. Okay, so your next steps are 1, turn in this assignment. 2, wait for your teacher to assign you the mastery check for slides 4 through 6. Remember that if you don't get it assigned, look for teacher comments. Maybe you did not include some information, or remind your teacher to assign it. And 3, begin the mastery check for slides 4 through 6 using your assigned organization. Good luck!